Think about how many times you've said, starting Monday, I'll begin next month. After the holidays, when things calm down. How many times did you promise yourself, this year will be different? And nothing changed. And the scariest part, next year, starts exactly the same. Does this feel familiar? It is. Almost like the movie Edge of Tomorrow, where the main character wakes up to the same day after every failure. But there's one critical difference. He remembered his mistakes. Most people don't. They repeat them, year after year, without even noticing. Pause for a second and ask yourself, are you actually moving forward? Or just running in circles with better intentions? Because time passing is not the same thing as progress. You can be busy, exhausted, overwhelmed, and still be standing in the exact same place. So why does this happen? Why do intelligent, capable people stay stuck for years, even decades? It's not laziness. It's not a lack of discipline, and it's definitely not because you don't want it enough. There is a psychological loop happening in your brain, and once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. Your brain is designed for efficiency, not transformation. It loves patterns, predictability, familiar discomfort over unfamiliar risk. Even if your current life frustrates you, your brain whispers, at least we know this place is safe. Change, on the other hand, that's uncertainty. And to your brain, uncertainty feels like danger. So what does it do? It pulls you back into the same routines, the same reactions, the same choices. Not because they're good for you, but because they're familiar. Think about how many times you've said, starting Monday, I'll begin next month. After the holidays, when things calm down, let me tell you something that might sting a little. Things never calm down. There's no magical stretch of empty days waiting for you. Life doesn't pause so you can reinvent yourself. And the longer you wait, the stronger the loop becomes. Because repetition builds identity. After enough cycles, you stop saying, I'm trying to change, and start believing, this is just who I am. But here's where it gets dangerous. Most people think their life is shaped by big decisions. It's not. Your life is shaped by what you do on ordinary Tuesdays. The small choices, the invisible habits, the reactions no one sees. Miss the workout, scroll instead of build, stay silent instead of speak, delay instead of act. Individually, they feel harmless. Collectively, they become your future. 5 years can pass in what feels like 5 minutes, when every day looks the same. One day you wake up and realize you're still talking about the same dreams, still postponing the same risks, still waiting to become the person you imagined you'd be by now. And that realization, it hits hard. Because deep down, you know you were meant for more than repetition. Now, here's the shift most people never make. Change doesn't begin with motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes with your mood, your sleep, even the weather. Real change begins with awareness. You have to catch the loop while it's happening. Notice the moment you default to the old version of yourself. The moment you say, I'll do it later. That is the exact moment your future is being decided, not next year, not someday. Right there. Most people wait for a breakthrough moment, but life rarely transforms in explosions. It transforms in interruptions. One different decision. One uncomfortable action. One moment where you refuse to repeat yesterday. And yes, it will feel unnatural. At first, growth always does, because you are literally teaching your brain a new identity. Here is something powerful to remember. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. If your daily life doesn't change, your future won't either. So instead of asking, how do I change my life? Ask a better question. What is one pattern I refuse to repeat? Maybe it's hitting snooze. Maybe it's avoiding the hard conversation. Maybe it's choosing entertainment over creation. Maybe it's doubting yourself before you even begin. Break one loop, and you weaken them all. You don't need a complete life overhaul. You need evidence. Evidence that you are no longer the person who automatically retreats, because every time you act differently, you send your brain a new message. We don't live like that anymore. And slowly, almost invisibly, your identity begins to shift. Not in a dramatic movie montage, but in quiet self-respect. Now let me ask you something honest. If nothing about your behavior changed, where would you be 3 years from now? Picture it clearly. Same routines, same income, same doubts, same frustrations. Does that version of the future excite you or terrify you? Good. Use that feeling, not as fear, but as fuel. Because the truth is, you are always one decision away from interrupting the loop. Not 10 decisions, not 100. One. The people you admire, they aren't superhuman. They just stopped negotiating with the version of themselves that wanted to stay comfortable. So here's a simple challenge. For the next 7 days, notice the moment you're about to choose the familiar path. And pause. Ask yourself, am I repeating the past or building something new? That tiny pause. That's where freedom lives. And if this message resonated with you, take it as a sign, not to overhaul your entire life overnight, but to stop living on autopilot. Because the years move fast, terrifyingly fast. And one day, you don't want to look back and realize you were present for your life, but never truly living it. So don't wait for another January, another Monday, another perfect moment. Start interrupting the loop today. Your future self is watching and hoping you finally do. Subscribe for psychology that pushes you forward.